Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final session of the Laundry Talkathon. This time, we are going to ask our experts a very important question, which is how to improve a hotel's laundry operation. With that, we'll explore its challenges, opportunities, and a lot more. But before we get started, let's meet our panelists. Joining us for this session is Mr. Narayanan Raghavan, CEO of Rented Towel, Mr. Abdul Samad, Regional Laundry Division Manager and Application Manager, Riza Hygiene, Mr. Ibrahim Moawad, Director of Housekeeping and Laundry, Accor, Mr. Daniel Hani, who brings a wealth of experience as a laundry consultant, Mr. Srijit Narendran, Managing Director, Magnarab Equipment Trading, and Ms. Tatiana Ahmed, Director of Housekeeping at Grand Hyatt Dubai and Chairperson of UAE Housekeepers Association. A warm welcome to all of you. We appreciate that you took time from your busy schedules and joined us today. Just a quick reminder for the audience before we get started. If you have any questions, please type them into the question box on your panel and I'll bring them up during the session. So let us begin. Mr. Narayanan, if I may begin with you, what kind of targets do you think need to be set for improving the hotel's laundry efficiency?
Wonderful question. First of all, thank you, Clean Middle East, for putting us this show together, where people from hotel operations, laundry operations within the hotel, outside the hotel, all of us are in a single forum where we could share our ideas for the improvement of the laundry's efficiency. In the previous sessions, people spoke about how smart the laundry should be. What are the green trends that are to be adopted in the laundry. But if we don't consider the laundry efficiency, so however smart the laundry is, so you can't run without efficiency, you can't run a smart laundry, right? So it's an interesting topic for all the laundry operators. And the question what you have put to me is the kind of targets that are required for the improvement of the laundry's efficiency. The first and foremost thing is the laundry managers are to be given the targets in terms of running the laundry. That means all the cost elements that gets into the laundry operation needs to be given to the laundry manager, and he should be aware of running this laundry efficiently and with the highest proficiency. Right. Secondly, the preventive and the routine maintenance that are needed in the assets in the laundry operation. This is a very important aspect in terms of maintaining the machines to get the required efficiency. Thirdly, the resources required to put these machines into operation, the skill sets that are required to operate these machines, the kind of the washmen, the pressmen, the guys who are operating the ironers, all of them need to be skilled in order to get the required efficiency from the laundry plant. So you could design a wonderful laundry plant, but if the skill sets are not properly deployed, you wouldn't get the required efficiency and the quality of the output. And then as we are moving towards the technology advancement which is happening in any industry, so likewise it's also happening in the laundry industry, which is the red ocean industry, where simple automation tools are to be put in place for recording the data for analysis and then trying to improve the efficiency of the plant. So these are some of the tips what the laundry manager should have it in mind when they operate, whether it's a small size laundry or a large commercial laundry operation. So, but they need to be aware of all of these so that they get the required efficiency in running this plant.
Certainly. I agree with you, Mr. Narayanan. Daniel, would you like to add to this? What kind of targets do you think, a hotel should set to improve its laundry efficiency?
I agree with what Mr. Narayan was saying, and the problem is that in many cases the laundry they do not record the running costs. They do not record how much water they consumed, how much chemicals, how much manpower. So you can't manage what you don't monitor. So if you don't monitor, how can you set targets and how you can see if you have achieved these targets or not? It's not, it's not only about getting the clean linen dry and folded and everything in place. It's how much did you pay to reach this. This is what differentiates one laundry from another and one laundry manager from one another. So a laundry manager should keep a record of his daily routine. This washer did this number of cycles, this number of kilograms, consumed that much water, that much chemicals, and should receive some reports about what was the cost and what was the cost of the labor, what was the cost of the chemicals, the electricity, the fuel, everything, to be able to see a report, because it's very hard to benchmark the laundry with the market, because there are a lot of difference between laundries. This one is operating at steam, this one in gas, this one is in electricity. It's hard to put a single benchmark for the laundry operations. So the best practice, I think, is to benchmark with oneself. So the laundry manager needs to keep a record and see, yeah, today I'm doing better than yesterday, and tomorrow I'll do better than today. That's how you keep always increasing the efficiency and reducing the running cost.
Certainly, thank you. Mr. Ibrahim, would you like to add to this? What kind of targets do you set for improving your hotel's laundry efficiency?
Yes, actually, I would like to add something more about what has been said regarding the different operation from hotel to hotel and from laundry to laundry, because targets has to be matched with the hotel operation itself. Of course, all what has been said is right, and we're all doing this. I can add that the target is flexible with the laundry operation. For example, if you are using outside the laundry for a huge operation like what we have in 1,500 rooms, so your target should be matched with this. And of course, targets should be matched as well with the yearly budget as well. When we are doing the next year budget, we are putting as well targets for laundry in terms of electricity, of water, of energy, of training staff, of revenue as well. So we have putting targets for revenue. So all this vision is set 1 year before that you start. And then all your targets will be matched with your operation. So all of these ideas are great, but only one point more is that every single hotel has its own targets according to the operation. So my target in my laundry might not affect or might not match it with other hotel, but the basic is okay. The basic is the same in all hotels in terms of energy consumed or electricity or water. And also one more point regarding we not measure. No, we can measure on daily basis. Operating with engineering department that we are putting measurement for everything on daily basis. So we know exactly how much water we are using. We know exactly what about the electricity on daily basis. So we are not waiting. We don't wait till the end of the month to know exactly what's happening. So we know exactly what's happening on daily basis. So if occupancy or occupancy of the hotel is going down, so we have to make some cost-saving action plan in terms of electricity or fuel or water and everything. And if your hotel is going high, so of course you are monitoring the daily consumption of everything, and in the same time you are following and monitoring the revenue and all related points. And in terms of payroll as well, or your staff, you are using this time to be one of the target as well. So in occupancy, you're putting some targets to train your staff, to use your manpower, to consume your vacation balance, to work with your action plan. All these are perfect in this time. Of course, some actions are not done in the high occupancy, but this is the major and this is basic everywhere.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Mr. Srijit, would you like to add to this?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for having me, Samir. We look at it in a different way. Thank you to all the speakers. They were great points. We look at it from an infrastructure point of view. We'll say, okay, as a hotel laundry, what do you have to process? You have your bed and bath linen, you have your F&B, you have your uniforms, workwear, and you have your guest laundry. Second, so what is the limiting factor? Can you do all of this? What is your limiting factor? Your limiting factor could be your infrastructure in terms of space, in terms of your energy. What energy do you have in your laundry? In most laundries, what we see is they have a small boiler and they have a hot water supply to the washing machines. They have gas for dryers. Sometimes they don't have gas. So what are your limiting factors? So if I were to do something good, we will first do an audit of what infrastructure they already have. What can they actually process realistically within the time frame that is given to the laundry? If you try to push in everything, that is what happens, because they they assemble the wrong loads together. They try and batch in everything together just to meet the turnaround time challenge that they have every day. So being honest with the actual capabilities of the laundry would, for me, be the first starting point for any laundry to start get efficient. Second point, of course, was as Daniel said about the production management. Do you have the statistics? Do you have the numbers with you? How many are you doing in a day? What are your trends in a week, over the weekend? How many extra are you doing? What is your rewash percentage? A lot of this cannot be automated. You cannot have sensors everywhere to see what is. Of course, your water can be counted. A steam with some limitations can be, measured. There are a lot of others which cannot be measured using automation, but you still have to put them in and see in a graph on what are the, that gives you a lot of insights into what is your real problem, and it changes with season. It changes with the day of the week, changes with the time of the day. So that is how you realize that this is your capability, these are your challenges, and this is the way to address it. Some of which will also mean that, okay, during the weekend, the best thing for me is to outsource the towels, because towels is abusing my the entire laundry capacity, and I'm unable to fold them because it's manual labor intensive. I'd rather finish my bed sheets and duvet covers and pillowcases clean and outsource the towels. We see this in a lot of hotel laundries. So acknowledging, first of all, knowing the capabilities and the limitations, acknowledging them, and then taking in the steps according to the requirement is the first step in the efficiency. The second part will be the production management system, which will give you all the data that you need. There are many automation systems out there in the market, production management systems out there in the market, but some of them can be prohibitively expensive. So to build your own thing, we've done something for several laundries where most of the information, because it's a logistics game, laundry is a logistics game. You need to see what is the trend, what is coming in, is it going out? The problem in many laundries is, okay, that 90% of the load comes in, goes out without a problem, but the 10% what remains is a mix of all your problems. That is what has to be addressed. So to know that, you can only improve it over time. You can sharpen your tools over time, but you need a platform to capture all this information, all this data. And it would be a production management system, which is either available off the shelf, which can be tweaked a little bit, or you have to figure it out within your own system, how to make it automated as much as possible. So first, to capture this, first is acknowledging your limitations, capabilities. Second is to capture the data, and third is to improve it over time. That would be my take on it.
Thank you. Tatiana, what is your opinion about this? What kind of targets do you set for improving the hotel's laundry efficiency?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. I can hear now from what the gentlemen are saying, that each operation has their own their own needs and challenges, right? While somebody would want to outsource towels during the week, somebody speaks about logistics, I think the targets, our targets are very focused on energy efficiency, manpower, but also on sustainability efficiencies. When it comes to energy efficiencies, there are various applications which we use, but also sustainability initiatives, are very important for us, because we have to also see, that the removal of single-use plastic and other wrappers and papers, are really eliminated, while transporting the laundry and for our valet services as well, And I think what is also very important, what has been mentioned before, the laundry facility must be set up to manage the workflow efficiently, because manpower also becomes increasingly more expensive, and time is money. So we have to make sure, that the laundry is set up in a very efficient way.
Thank you, Tatiana. Samad, if I may ask you to contribute a manufacturer's perspective to this entire conversation.
Yes. First of all, thank you. I will add up a few more points in my as a cleaning prospect. See, there are many ways to improve the overall efficiency. The first things what I add up is which is called the minimize and operation cost. Now, when you are talking about the minimize operation cost, I'm talking about the effective wash process. What is the effective wash process? The means design economical, sustainable wash process for your washer extractor and tunnel process that will allow you save off your water, energy, and in the same time increase your productivity. Little bit elaborate on that, this one. For example, now current process what you are using, the cycle time is approximate 50 minutes, 55 minutes in different classification I'm talking about. So by your process, you can reduce, minimize your cycle time, which obviously increase your productivity in all productivity. The water consumption, the cycle time. Generally, the classical wash process when you are talking about is 18, whatever the water consumption by your process, which is called in part of sustainability also come up. So you reduce the consumption of water, energy, which is the highest one of the cost, this one. In that you reduce to improve your, the loading factors. These are the all things. The benefit of all this thing is what? So you reduce your water consumption, energy consumption, and with a better quality and optimize your maximum machine capacity. So in all, let's say if you are processing with current process. Hello.
Yes, carry on, we can hear you.
Okay, so in all, let's say by your process, with your effective wash process, it not just increase saving your water, energy, increase your productivity. There are few other points what I have to add it, which is called your staff productivity, which is one of the very important factors in your laundry. What is the staff productivity? By targeting of your staff, if you know the PPOH of your laundry staff means pieces per operator hour, how much is processed. So it will give you, for example, if you know your each area of your like pressman, is they processing a garment processing, or is there gas pressing, your flat work iron, what is the productivity comes out. So it is very important to set up the target of staff productivity. The very important things in these days, which is important, which is called a staff training, which is one of the important factors in your laundry operation success. If your employee, for your staff, it doesn't know, then the use of industrial equipment, let's say washer extractors or this other things, he can damage the equipment, this one, and it can give you a lot of replacement cost and other things. So staff training, we as in supplier, we always emphasize the training starting from collection point of view, segregation process. So if it comes the wash process, you come up this one, if they know how the segregation process is happening properly, mixing of linen is not happening, you can avoid a lot of the challenges what you have in sense of stain removing and other things. You can minimize all these things. So the very important factor, the staff training, staff productivity, and your wash program, or what you call a wash cycle.
Thank you so much, Samad, for adding this interesting perspective. We have a couple of questions from the audience now. Mr. John Manohar asks, how do you measure the efficiency of a laundry? Would anybody like to take this question?
Yeah, I can answer him.
Tatiana, would you like to take this question?
Well, I think it really depends on your operation, and as some of the gentlemen said before, you cannot compare one laundry with the other because everybody is very individual on that, I think you measure your efficiency on the kilo price, how much it's going to cost you, in terms of utilities and in terms of labor. Yeah, I think this is the easiest calculation, how to calculate the efficiency on the laundry, on the kilo price.
All
So
right.
that's
Okay.
that's on the cost of production. But if you have to measure the efficiency of each of these equipment, starting from the boiler, the efficiency of optimal efficiency of a good boiler operation should lie between 75 to 85%, right? Similarly, with the washer extractors and the dryers and the ironers, you need to have the right amount of steam at the right temperature is to be passed on to these equipment for the effective functioning, which also impacts the cost of production. So if I have to say as an engineer as to what is your laundry efficiency, it is one is the cost element that is definitely need to be estimated in terms of how much you spend in terms of steam to wash 1 kilo of flat linen or a terry linen or a fabric, plus all other cost elements that gets into the operation. So the machine efficiency is also equally important. So if the machines are not maintained properly, your efficiency of the plant goes for a toss, and you will have the unit cost of production going higher and higher.
Thank you very much, Mr. Narayanan. We have another question from the audience from Mr. Srinivasan. Mr. Srinivasan asks, while the properties expect high quality service, they are not ready to pay more to the laundries for their services by sticking to age-old rates. Why not all commercial laundries join hands to fight it out, which will at least meet overall price increase in the recent times on raw material, fuel, etc.? Would anybody like to take this question?
I can say from the service provider's perspective, yes.
Mr. Narayanan, can you address this, please?
Yes, I'm answering this question now. Yes, because there is no science to the pricing which the laundry service providers are giving today in this part of the world, right? So this is one of the most important aspect of correcting the price factor. The customers trying to the gone multiple folds last 10 years, 10 years ago, right? We cannot, right? So every single cost element in laundry production has gone up, even for an OPL running a plant, are to be given the pricing in the market.
Thank you, Mr. Narayanan. Moving on to our next question.
Hello? Is it answering about the question?
Yes. We have another question from the audience now from Martin. Martin asks, what is your biggest challenge in hotel laundry, the linen or the guests? Mr. Ibrahim, can you take this question, please?
Yes, actually, we have many challenges in laundry field. We cannot specify this one linen or stuff, but we cannot call it all challenges, but it's all factors, and we are dealing with. So we have the first challenge is the manpower, well-trained manpower itself, especially in Saudi Arabia, because now in terms of documentation of everything, so we have to depend on the casual stuff. So these people are not trained. So we have to train them every time. And after we train, so we load them. So we have to make the same with another team. So this is one of the biggest challenges. So also the linen itself, how to make it very well efficient, how to be very clean, and how we use the formulas of chemical to protect our linen. And also cost, as the previous question says, the prices which has been increased all over the world. So also this is one of the factors how to make our laundry efficient with these prices has been increased everywhere. So we have to make this one match it with occupancy, with budgeting, with everything. Also one more point regarding the previous questions of the efficiency of laundry. If you are dealing with all these challenges, this is one of the factors can make your laundry efficient in terms of energy, saving cost, manpower, targets, revenue, all these points, we call it challenges, and also we call it the measurement of how your laundry can be efficient more. So this is very valid point. Yes, on daily basis, we have these challenges, but of course we have our own action plan to deal with everything, every single point of this one, which reflecting back to laundry operation. So it goes like that.
Thank you so much. Moving on to my next question, let us also talk about the common mistakes that happen in a hotel's laundry operations and what can we do to rectify those? Daniel, if you can take this question first.
I think from our experience that the biggest problem is that operators sometimes wait until the problem escalates. So if there is an error in the machine, or if there is like a vibration, extra vibration, some sound, some noise that the machine is doing, they just keep going until the machine is dead, until something major breaks or some main part is a problem. So I'll say that one of the common mistakes that we see is that the operators, they don't take preventive or proactive action to resolve the problem when it's still small, and they wait until the problem is a major one. This is, I mean, there are other common mistakes, but I want to focus on this one. I want to say that the laundry operators need to always report to the engineering team if there is something weird about the machine. It's still working, but there is noise, there is heat, there is vibration, there is an error message maybe that needs to be addressed before something major happens.
Thank you, Daniel. Tatiana, would you like to add to this?
Yeah, sure. As Daniel said, you know, I mean, a very common problem is the machinery, you know, and I think it also comes into not replacing old machinery in a timely manner, you know, or not buying the latest technology. Maybe you buy a new machine, but then you buy something which has been on the market for I don't know how many years because it's cheaper, and you're not buying anything which is really the latest technology, which then again, you know, spare parts are running out after a couple of years, you know, and you're very inefficient, you know, in your production. So I think the replacement and doing it in a timely manner, right? Kind of saying, I need a new machine in 2 years, because you cannot tell the owner, I need a new machine now. No, you plan it because you know how old your equipment is and you know how much spare parts you still will be getting. So if you bring it 2 years out and say not next year, but the year after, so everybody can really plan for this expense, then machinery can be really replaced in a timely manner, and you can avoid things like what Daniel said, you know, things are rattling all the time, you know, not being ignored, you know, and not being attended to.
Thank you, Tatiana. Samad, would you like to add to this? You deal with a lot of, companies that are your clients. So please give us your perspective on this. What are the common mistakes they do?
In the laundry, what you call, can you repeat the question again, please?
The question is, tell us about the common mistakes that happen in a hotel's laundry operations and what can be done to rectify those.
See, I add up from my perspective as a supplier, chemical process. The main things, what are the common factors, what we find out, you know, your wash process, manual wash process, using too much chemicals, underloading of machines, which is the major consequence in sense of the quality. And these are the, other than that, this one, what you have in the common mistakes in your, which is called the outdated and old equipment. What comes for outdated and old equipments? For example, and I'm come up with the washer extractors. You have to use it energy, you know, efficient energy efficiency. Plus, you have to see the equipment, how there are the new equipment come up on the board in terms of washer extractors also, which can itself using less water in your process. One is that, this one. Keep in mind this, any old equipment, what you have, this one, it obviously it required more maintenance, labor cost and other things. Now come up when I add a part which is called an overloading and underloading of washer extractor. See, keep in mind this one. What we found are common mistakes in washer extractor. Always, for example, you have a one washer extractor XYZ kg, which you have 60 kg washer extractors. Okay, what we found the most of the time, the operator loading underloading. Okay, what is the consequence of underloading other than the quality? You will not get the right quality. The major things, you will waste of water, you will waste of your chemical, and same time your timing. Okay, the washer extractor, which is a capacity of 60 kg, you can hear?
Yeah, can.
Yes.
For example, your washing machine is a capacity of 60 kg and you are loading only 30 kg. So what will happen? The water comes inside the washer extractor is up to 60 kg. The chemical, what you're dosing with an automatic dosing system is 60 kg. In the same time, the process time it will take for the 60 kg. So what will happen? You waste of your chemical, waste of your time, because in that particular period, you can process around 50 or 60 kg rather than you are processing only 80 kg. This one is this one. So you have a huge, in the same time, if you are overloading on machine, this one, obviously you have an breakdown of your machine. This one, you will not get a proper action result on that. This one, these are the common mistake. One of the important things, what we find out this one, the staff is not proper trained. We as a supplier, as Riza Hygiene, we emphasize and more focus on our staff training. We have doing on an yearly basis training calendar, which we in the different topics we add up this one, including SOP of the laundry, which is called a standard operation procedure, which you divided into 6 from collection to distribution. In collection, when you come up in sorting, is very important process. How you sorting according to the type of the linen, according to the classification and the soil level. This is very important. In the same time, when you come up the pressing part, we just not emphasize and focus on train only on the cleaning part, on the loading or washing part. We gave the training on the drying process, how to use the use the proper drying process, pressing, and all this stuff. So these are the things what you have and add up, and we found some of the common mistakes we found in the laundry process.
Thank you, Samad. Mr. Srijit, would you like to add to this from your experience? What are the common mistakes that you see people doing in their laundry operations?
Yeah, sure. From where I come from, what we see the common mistakes is the wrong batching of the wrong classifications. And of course, you cannot blame the operators all the time for it. Like a 4-ton per shift laundry can be, let's say, 4 washing machines of 100 kilos each, and that's it. And or laundry owners or the property owners will say, we've given you a 4-ton laundry, but that does not necessarily mean you can actually process all types of 4 tons within that same time frame. If you have different types of linen which needs different treatment, which has different chemistry, like Samad just said, you either end up underloading. If you do underloading, you will not finish the job. And if you have to avoid underloading, the only choice that the operator has is to mix the wrong batch with it. So what happens is something which which needs a different wash chemistry, like the pillowcases, for example, it has oil stains, it has hair dyes, it has something else to it. That is mixed up with something else, and just in order to complete the batch size of the washer extractors they've been given. So I would say that remains the biggest common mistake in terms of both efficiency and quality, time, just about everything. Because if given a choice, the laundry operator should separate the wash loads according to its chemistry. The chemistry it should have to remove the stains, to remove the soil in good time. But if you don't have a choice, you mix up everything and use a standard program and you finish it up. But you'll end up, of course, with more rewash linen, stain retained on the linen, but they're not given a choice because of the configuration of the laundry itself. You cannot have the luxury of, say, okay, you have a 10 kilo machine, then you have a 25 kilo machine, then you have a 40 kilo machine, 60 kilo, 100 kilo. You batch according to whatever wash chemistry this has to go into. That luxury you don't have, which is why you work with limitations. But if you have, let's say, all of the same big capacity just in order to say that, okay, my laundry capacity is so many tons and it's divided into big four machines. The footprint is saved for sure. The total monotonous load capacity remains the same, okay, 5 tons, but in actual real world, you cannot achieve it unless you're compromising in a lot of these batching factors. As Samad rightly said, underloading is not only about quality, it's not only about water consumption, it's not only about, most of the machines are cantilever, all the machines are cantilever. You underload it and you send it for high spin, you will end up damaging the bearing in no time. So yeah, wrong batching to me is the single most important mistake to be addressed. And it has more to do with infrastructure in the beginning design, and then the design itself than the operations, even though it's a mix of both.
Can I add a point here, please?
Sure.
See, in an OPL, where you have a common steam production unit and, it feeds the kitchen and also to the laundry. If you don't have a proper measuring unit there, for measuring the consumption of the laundry, the steam that is passed to the laundry, then your commercials of the laundry operation goes for a toss. So it is essential that a separate metering a BTU meter be placed at the the steam lines which are fed to the laundry equipment. When the laundry manager puts his numbers at the end of the month to us to submit the P&L, he will get a wrong information, because the total consumption, the finance guy will pass on the total consumption of the steam to the laundry, and you end up in a wrong number being presented to the management.
Thank you for sharing those valuable insights. And we have some more questions from the audience. One is from Mr. John Manohar again. He asks, what are the training programs and certification programs available for laundry management? Would anybody like to take this question?
I will take this question. See, there are training programs available. There are certification programs available. We, as the Middle East chapter of TRSA, which represents Textile Rental Services Association, we do have programs in terms of certifying the laundry. So we have different kinds of programs for certifying the hygienically clean certification for the restaurant linen that gets washed, for the room linen that gets washed for the hotels, for the healthcare linen that gets washed, and so on and so forth. And on the training part of it, yes, we do have certifying programs for the professionally qualified laundry managers who are needed to operate these laundry plants. See, as an engineer, I would say the laundry industry is an engineering industry, right? So it has got steam production, it has got chemistry, it has got textile. So all this needs to be analyzed, because the main 4 elements that comes into play in laundry operation, irrespective of the size of the laundry, or you have the mechanical action, you have the chemical action, you have the temperature and the time, which constitute, these 4 elements constitute the quality and the cost of production. So the laundry manager has to be really qualified to run a laundry plant efficiently. So these programs, training programs, continuous training programs, and we have got, the PMI, where the continuous education can be given to the laundry managers, and they have to go for the internal training programs and then sit for the examination once every 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is, to upgrade the knowledge and efficiently operate the plants.
Thank you, Mr. Narayanan. We have one more question from Shanal. Shanal asks, how important is water analysis in prescribing the correct chemical application solutions? Samad, can you take this question?
Can we add this one? See, thank you. This is very important question and good question. The audience who is asked me this question see, water is one of the critical and important factor in your wash process. When you are talking about the 5 factors of cleaning, water is one of the major and important factors of cleaning. Now, when you're talking about the water quality, yes, obviously it's very, very important in your wash process. So what you have to see in your water quality, the pH is a normal factor. What you have to see, what is your pH. Other than that, you know what is the hardness of your water. This one, if you have there is a limit of hardness. which you call in soft water, medium hard water, and hard moderate hard water, and hard water. If your hard water is more hard, you will not get an efficient and good water wash quality. In the same time, you have to check your TDS and other factor, which is a very important factor in your process, which is iron content. There are two types of iron in your water, which is called dissolved and undissolved iron. Little bit more add up this one. If your water quality is not good, what is the consequence come in all the grays of your linen, in all linen quality, it will come up this one. Iron content when you have in your water, this one, the chlorine process will not affect, because iron is what you call particles. It will not let chlorine to react good. So obviously water is very important factor in all to get a good result. When you're talking about the 5 factors of cleaning, which is called timing, temperature, water, mechanical action, and loading, this one. So water is one of the important and major factor in your process to get a good and effective wash result.
Thank you, Samal. We have another question from the audience. The question is, nowadays, from Mr. Arun. Mr. Arun asks, nowadays in the in-house laundries, that is OPLs, are less compared to the earlier hotel projects in the region. When compared to the OPL and outsourced linen, are hotels really making any commercial benefits down the line? Would anybody like to take this question?
It's an interesting question, because see, as the problem with the OPLs is, if you do only your in-house laundry, it's entirely dependent on the occupancy of the hotel, which is seasonal. So the efficiency of the plant goes for a toss when you do only limited loads inside your capacity, which is built for. So this is where, we recommend that, the OPLs consolidate and then move towards processing the complete linen in a larger commercial laundry, where the unit cost of production can go down, and your linen life also gets better.
Thank you very much, Mr. Narayanan. Would anybody else like to add to this?
Yes, I certainly would like to add some points here. So first of all, you have to see the outsourced laundry and in-house laundry. Now we have some benefits. Obviously, when you are talking about outsourced laundry, what is the benefit? The obvious benefit outsourced laundry is the cost of saving as compared to in-house laundry. What is the cost saving? Obviously, the main important cost is what is the cost of labor, which is got utility, consumption, machinery. Not you have to use that space what you are using in your laundry. You don't have to use this one. But there is an important question on that. This one, where you give your outsourced laundry, how is that premises of this laundry? What equipment they are using? The right equipment, the program machine are programmable or not? They are using a proper automatic dosing system, chemical, or they are using manually? The linen comes to you. What is the quality comes to you? What is the quality right now? For example, generally, if a good laundry manager, if he doing an outsourced laundry, he keep the one piece set of in his office, and he compare after 3 months with the piece, the set what we have this one. So it can give him variance. What is the result come out with the 3-month process on that? There is the outsourced laundry who's working professionally. He are very closely work with the supplier like us. What we are doing, we have an entire completely with the outsourced, which are doing a large scale laundry, is working with tunnels process and other that. What we are doing this one, we make sure our the wash process by titration process, checking the whiteness, the temperature, what is going on with temperature RFID. The disinfect part also is happening by the thermal disinfect or chemical disinfect is happening. How you confirm that this disinfect is happening? We have a special device which is called an ATP test device, which can test your bacteria count in your process. One is this one. Now, this is now come up in in-house laundry. So in-house laundry, you can say that more work, but more control. There are some benefit of, in-house laundry. What is you call a benefit, this one? You can say that always ready. See, when you have own house laundry, you can process whenever the in hotel requirement and then occupancy, you will get linen on time. This one you can process. As compared that outsourced laundry, you have an agreement or a contract, you have to do the 24-hour or 12-hour, whatever. This one, you have this one. When you have in-house laundry, you have to do what you call this one. You do not require to, maintain a big power stock. When you are talking outsourced laundry, you have to keep a 2 or 3 power stock. One goes to laundry, one in the room, and one you have a spare this one. So you don't need this in 24-hour operation. As per your operation requirement, you can do it this one. Quality check. See, once you have an OPL laundry, so that the team, yourself, your team and the manager can properly check. Like we are doing many OPLs laundry, and we are very closely work what the point I am telling you, what we are process follow with the commercial laundry. The same things we are doing within the OPLs laundry. So that's mean they are more process, quality is good, everything this one. So in the same time, other than what you say now, keep in mind whatever beside all this benefit, that keep in mind that on premises laundry, if the high cost in sense of repairing, maintenance, machine, upgrading, hiring team, labor, and including these things. So these are 2 things, what you call OPL laundry and on premises. But end of the day, when you say which laundry is more efficient and good for you, it's all about the question what you are talking about. Just when you are talking about, question, when the final conclusion is it's critical to say anything, which one is good. So you have to see how the financing cost wise, what is your cost, the linen quality, what comes to you, and maintain the result. But surprisingly, I have seen this one. Some people are maintaining both laundry. They are doing on-premises laundry, and same time they are doing outsourced laundry. What they are doing on-premises laundry, they are doing guest and uniform process in their own laundry with small structures, and the big linens like bed linen and other things also laundry, which is cheap for them, this one. So that thing, something you have to keep in mind, and you have to work out, what you call a long-term thinking, in sense of, we are sitting in Saudi Arabia, that when you are in Makkah region or Haram region, now Hajj is going to start. So you have a barrier not to enter the Haram premises. So in that time, the person who's working on premises, they are more, convenient on this one. So you have to think overall thinking, if and but for both laundry. Yes, obviously cost-wise, the commercial laundry, the outsourced laundry is more convenient, but in the same time, you have to see the result, outcomes. These are the factors.
Thank you so much, Samad. We have one more question from Mr. John Manohar. Mr. John asks, although the outsourced laundry is cost saving, what about the linen quality and linen life compared with in-house laundry? Would anybody like to take this question?
See, I already answered that question. You see, I already answered that question. If you saw that one, this is very important, the outsourced laundry, which we are going to give. If, for example, any hotel managers, we have sitting an executive housekeeper and director of housekeeping. The one thing, if any hotel laundry want to give an outsourced laundry, the first thing he have to go and visit the laundry. To visit the laundry and to see how the laundry is. Now, in Saudi Arabia and other part of the area, there is a government have frequently check the laundry, and they make sure the things SOP is properly follow up this one. But most of the laundry, once you go in, there is no proper washer extractors. They are using manual chemicals. That's why I told you this one. Whenever any OPL laundry manager want to give outsourced laundry, keep it 1 power stock in his office before sending to the customer to outsource laundry. Match with them with the after 2 months and 3 months in sense of the quality. Okay, now point here that outsourced laundry obviously is very valid and good question. Yes, if you are giving any substandard laundry, outsourced laundry, definitely the process they are using, I know generally when you are using manual chemicals, they are using just one powder and just chlorine and wash it. The customer comes in, wow, it's white, clean. Okay, but after some time, you start damaging towel from edge damage, bedsheet like a tissue paper damage, because a huge chlorine process work with not maintaining proper pH in your process, not maintaining right temperature, it start damaging linen. It's not only damaging linen, discolor of the linen, one or two things happen. But if the OPL laundry manager or executive housekeeper or director visit the laundry and see they are using the right chemical, automatic dosing system we are using, and what other parameter they are using, obviously we have and the big laundry customers here with they are attracting different customers. So yes, see, challenging part is always there. Even you are using to satisfy and do things every time you have some challenges. This one, how you come up on these challenges and how you give that give the solution of this any challenges. Laundry is not meaning that you sending black and come to white. For example, the hotels on premises laundry, sometimes the executive housekeeper or the manager doesn't know how the linen they're sending from the hotels to the laundry, on premises laundry. It's laundry responsibility when they find out any misused linen, because as one of our speaker, he mentioned that in Makkah, we have a huge challenge in the sense of staff and other things, that outsources staff are there who really doesn't care. This one he using as a towel or other thing as a cleaning part. So once it comes to laundry, so you will find only which is called a misused linen, which you cannot going to remove that one. So that all things, the professional laundry man outsources laundry, he inform, identify with all explanation, why is this happen, why it's coming to us in this situation, the linen comes, its process completely. Yes, this all point is including. Yes, in this region and other region, yes, there are many players, many big commercial laundry who's emphasizing focus beside looking the cost. They are working with very professionally, look after all this thing, and definitely it will never affect as compared what, and in fact, I have to add up this one, the outcome, the result is more good and professionally as compared to on-premises laundry.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have one more question from Renaud. Renaud asks, how do you control today the number of washing per items and reasons for scraping? Would anybody like to take this question?
Yeah, I mean, he's asking how when to discard a piece of linen, right?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I mean, you don't know how often something has been washed, you know, but I mean, there are means of trying to control it in a way when you put the linen in operation, that there is a little tag where you can mark, you know, which month and which year you have put it in operation, right? So after a while, then it would show you, you know, okay, this has been now in operation for 10 months or 12 months, 15 months, whatsoever. I think, first of all, you prolong the life of your linen if you have an adequate pass stock, because your linen also needs to rest in between the washings. You know, it's recommended like at least 24 hours, you know. If it was 2 days, would be even better. But then, you know, you can see the wear and tear on the linen, you know, terry becomes a little bit more stiffer, maybe the edges are fraying, and even on the bed sheets or pillowcases, you know, you can see then when it comes out of the calendar machine, when you touch it, you know, it's a bit thin, you know, and then you won't put it on the bed anymore, you know. So either with a tag or without a tag, you know, you have to control your linen on a daily basis. And that's why when you have an on-premises laundry, I think it's very easy to train your people to spot this kind of things, you know, when there's edging, fraying, you know, if it can't be repaired anymore by the tailor, that you then sort things out, you know, and repurpose them before you discard them.
Thank you, Tatiana. Our next question is for Samad. Samad, this question is from Chanel Dreyer. Chanel asks, would you say that using a reflectometer and brightness meter is a crucial added service for a chemical supplier to indicate the effectiveness of your washing process as well as chemicals? Will it be a good investment for my team?
Okay, now come up the person who asked this question. I just need to ask two things. Add up two things. First of all, when I'm talking about reflectometers and other things, when you are working with any supplier, professional suppliers, okay, this is our responsibility, is our duty as a supplier to give you a monthly basis a complete report. Okay, report is including the titration process. Titration process is it says that you take it any XYZ wash program. Okay, in that wash program that you have to see how's your chemical, each chemical what you adding, this one, what is the pH required and is there in your main wash or pre-wash, main wash. What if you are using bleach, oxygen bleach, mostly processed in oxygen bleach, is this, what is the release ppm is happening. The final and very important part in the final pH is final pH is okay. Keep in mind why I add up this point, this one, when you add up this one, if the main wash pH and final pH and the release ppm what you required in the main wash is completely good and okay, you will maintain. And in the add up detergency also, is everything okay? Your linen comes in very good quality. Yes, okay. Now come up his point asking the value added to add up this to this. No, I think I request you ask your supplier to give you this report every 2 months or 3 months, to give you take a random sheets, duet cover, pillowcase, and this give you the reflector, what you call a reflector, which is like a basic whiteness have check in this one, in your linen, this one. He will give you the report on that, which have certain parameters. There is a specific way to check the whiteness in one sheet in 4 horizontal and vertical side. There is a way to check the whiteness, and whiteness is not checked by one piece. Once you are talking about a sheet, you are checking approximately randomly 35 to 40 piece, okay, with a specific one customer. And then is same as duet and bed sheet, this one. And the report comes to you. There is some parameter what you call 90% and up, you can say good and good result, this one. 80 plus also good, excellent, and this type of parameter. So you will maintain and you will get it. That's one. After 3 months is occasionally, generally we do this every 2 months, 3 months as requested by the customer, this one. So you will get a good result. So I'm not advised, because first of all, it's not very expensive. It's an expensive material for OPL and over budgeted, this one. So better when you get a free service by your supplier like us, so you will get it on this titration process. You will get it, your KG reports, KPIs, KPIs indicators, we can provide you as per what you have. If you have flow meters and other things, we can provide it. This all things have to provide by your supplier, this one. So I advise that if you have, rather than invest in your own, you have to tell your supplier, yes, in case if you don't have for you say that professional chemical supplier and you are manual using, the first question I should say this one, you will not get a good result. Obviously you have no use to whiteness, because whatever you use manual chemicals, you will not get the result, because anything manual is not controllable, this one. So you should, I advise, if you are doing with any professional or automatic dosing system by any supplier, request from him to provide you this reports on every quarterly basis. Generally we provide as per request from the customer.
All right, thank you, Samad. We are just 2 minutes away from closing our session, and unfortunately, we will not be able to take more questions now.
Lamia, can I take a minute from you?
Sure, definitely.
Okay, as we're already talking laundry, and I was telling you, we are in a hotel in Dubai Investments Park, where we are having this session. It's called the Heavy Duty Laundry Meet. Of course, some of the speakers are also coming tomorrow. I just would like to take this opportunity to show you what we have. It's just 1 minute. That's on a terrace. It's a 200 kilo split pocket washer extractor we have on display. We have a 150 kilo split pocket washer on display. A lot of them will know about this. Daniel knows, and Samad knows. We have the 40 kilo washer, 24 kilo high spin washers. 100 kilo washers, 60 kilo washers, and we are discussing everything heavy duty. And we have this, this is a 2-day event. Today was the first day, tomorrow is the second day. If any one of you in the speakers or in the audience would like to come and see, we'll be happy. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. So that's a wrap for the second edition of the Laundry Talkathon. Before we close, we'd like to thank our diamond sponsor, Riza Hygiene, silver sponsor, Seco, and session sponsor, Rent a Towel. Without you all, this session would not have been possible. Thank you so much to all our listeners and all our speakers who contributed their valuable insights to the Laundry Talkathon. We'll meet again next year with another bigger session of the Laundry Talkathon. Until then, we are signing off. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Samia.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.